Sierra and Manon, I'm continuing to think about this question of long-distance communication and about how we use it as an opportunity to do something else than what we usually do. Because Sierra, you mentioned also that it's complicated, or that you spend more of your time actually thinking about how to formulate or what to actually say about what you do, as much as doing what you're doing. And I think, in a way, this effort in articulating is part of the thing that we're doing. But I'm wondering if we could also, for example, start working on a score together, or that we, for example, make propositions that we then all do and we all feed back on. It's a little bit this question of whether we're doing a group piece or 3 independent solos that are produced out of the same thing, or the same discourse, or the same talking. And sometimes I think it would really be more interesting to try to do a group piece, because then we have to somehow agree on certain things, or we have to find strategies for how we can work on the same things. On the other side, what I like very much is this, that we all explore different things, and that these different things, of course, takes us in different directions, and that speaking is a way of kind of catching up with each other, or letting yourself be influenced by what the others have done, sharing the information about what we are doing without necessarily shaping it. Which also brings me a little bit to this question, what Manon says, like, where's my privacy, what is the title, why is it this title, and so on. And I think, of course, we can change it, it's always possible. The thing is, it's not, for me, it's more a question of the location of privacy. Because, for example, it's not, our talking obviously is not private, because we are here doing it in front of each other, plus in front of the whole internet, if they're interested, which they are not, but nevertheless they could be. And of course, so I'm thinking privacy more in terms of the fact that you are alone when you're working. And also, I also think privacy in terms of the notion of what is it that the audience has access to or not. Is it possible that our thoughts or our ways of thinking and producing thoughts at the same time as we're dancing, so that relates to the science fiction stories, and whether we play them out loud or whether we memorize them in our heads. So this, for me, would be the level of privacy. So that which is not actually accessible to the audience, but nevertheless informs or produces an expression which is not transparent, but deals with public, private, what is visible, what is not. And obviously, for the YouTube things, we are obviously being as public as possible. So, of course, the visibility, it's not about trying to have an intimacy that we can't achieve in this particular setup. Okay, so I don't know if I'm more clear. Okay, so what I actually propose is that we maybe start working on some sort of common score. What do you think about this? Do you think this is a good idea? And if yes, then how should we develop this? I mean, for me, it's also good that we do these experiments now of, for example, how to work with text, whether to play it out loud in the space, or whether to internalize it by memorizing it, or to actually try to speak a text in our heads at the same time as we're dancing, or to say the text is not something that is preconceived, but it's something that comes out of the movement, or that the movement is actually producing. So I don't know. The questions I have is, do we need to work on similar things in order to actually communicate about them? Should we do a group piece, or should we keep it 3 independent solos? And then I think I should go back to this video from Manon, where she's where they're doing where Leslie is doing the score thing, speaking about what science fiction actually is in relation to others, to utopia and fantasy and so on. It would also be nice there if we could try to define what form of imagination we're using. What is it actually? What kind of imagination are we actually dealing with? Okay, I think that's it for now.